Hey, family, thank you so much for joining me. So, I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about what's been going on with the prices going up on a lot of things. And thankfully, I'm seeing gas prices coming down. So, that is a blessing, I would say. But the focus is how I would say to deal with a recession. Um, and I know that a lot of people are already struggling. I've seen things happening, with the overthrow of the government in Sri Lanka and Dutch farmers and Italian farmers and so many European farmers and so many people standing together and fighting against these things that are unfair. Um, and I would say that many of us are with you in spirit, and I hate to see anyone suffering from anything. And I'm believing that their efforts are going to succeed. So for me, I would say recently, um, in the past couple years, I was in Houston at the time that they had, and that was recently when they had the rolling blackouts and the ice storm and stuff. It was really um, an eye-opening experience. But I mean, just to give a little background for me, I grew up in a small town, and so we had power outages. Sometimes in the winter time, we had power outages in the summertime. We had a lot of things going on. We had to learn to work together, um, to make it. And so these are some of the things that I would pass on to other people, um, as I look at what's going on. And hopefully, I'm always into reversing anything like this. So we were working on the gas prices going down and they went down. So I'm believing that when we do our spiritual work, it's going to give results as it always has. And if enough people are working together on this, we can see some major results with the prices going down for the essentials, the things that we need. So one thing that I've noticed is, of course, with what happened with COVID, a lot of things came behind that, but one of the things was the stimulus package. And so a lot of people received stimulus money, and it was needed. And so then I feel like, after that, then there's someone seeking to recover that money that was given out. And then, of course, with the interest rates being at record lows, then that meant a lot of people were borrowing money, and now the interest rates are up. And so there's even more money that's being recovered. Um, and so unfortunately for a lot of people, it's hard to afford that, um, if not impossible. So, and then it's just unfortunate the way things look, but I'm just hoping that some of these things that I'm talking about can help. But of course, like I said, I believe that doing the spiritual work um, is going to give results. And I think that's the most important thing that we can do, to work together spiritually to turn things around. And of course, people have to want it, because I think a lot of people are looking for a doomsday or looking for another depression. And that's really sad, I would say, and unfortunate. I don't know why people would want to face hard times, but I don't, and I know a lot of other people don't. And so I'm hoping that a lot of people work together to turn this around. But one thing that I was thinking about was the growing a garden. So I think if you can, and a lot of people I know aren't in a position to do it, but even if you can put things in your windowsill and that's permitted, that might be something that you could do to grow something small. Or if you're able to grow a garden, put the things in there that you know you'll want to eat. And so then that means, of course, you'll have some, if not all of the things that you need, and you'll have grown them yourself. Or maybe you can do a community garden and people can pitch in, share, and everyone in the community can benefit from that. And that would be wonderful if you're able to do that. I would say also buying local would be something that I would do. And I would say, of course, this is me saying what I would do. I would grow a garden, a small garden if I needed to, or share with someone else, share with the community, put something in my windowsill, or I would um, buy local, support the people in your community. If you eat organic, you might have limited options, but there are some people that have a lot of options. And so it's nice to have the option to buy organic and buy local. Um, Keep money in your community, um, in your state. If you're not able to, it's good, I would say, to support local, um, which means US. Now, I know that other countries are suffering, and like I said, Sri Lanka and, Italy, you know, the Dutch farmers and things like that. And I mean, of course, we want to support anyone who is suffering if we can. So I would definitely say that. Um, I would say I know prices are going up for a lot of things. So if we did have gardens and things like that, it would be great. Um, to be able to grow our own stuff. I would also say, um, hopefully those prices will come down. But working together, I know that COVID has separated us in a lot of ways, but I think it will be good um, to work together with others. Um, it'll be, I would also say, great to learn to fish, to hunt, um, learning to find food in your area. A lot of trees grow, edible berries, edible, apples, things like that. Um, healthy stuff you could find in places, that are free. Or even if it's your own property, like I said, um, I would plant things that later can yield food so that we don't have to be so dependent on grocery stores and things when the prices are going up. We can actually work together, or like I said, definitely growing my own garden would be something that I would do. Reading more. I know that a lot of people are talking about cyber attacks, and I saw recently that Canada had the problem with cell phone service, internet service, and a lot of different services out. Um, Even if it was just for a day or a couple days, it can still be, impact a lot of people in a very negative way. And, I think about the people that need, medical services and they're not able to get them, because they don't have internet or, a lot of different services, appointments that they need to go to, working from home to make money, things that they weren't able to do. So I would say, for that, looking for me, I'm thinking of alternatives. What can I do? And I'll come back to that. but I'm thinking of alternatives to working from home if you're able to. Thinking of ways to get transportation, planning for what may come because anything might happen. Um, and you need, I would say, I would focus on alternatives to things like this. But reading more, being able to focus, concentrate more, so that if I don't have the internet, um, I'm fine. And right now I'm reading more, being able to focus and concentrate on things, working on things, doing things that I know I need to do, um, and stay away from so many distractions is what I am wanting to do. Um, Play board games, what I would also do, play cards, charades, interact with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors. If it's safe for you to do these things, I would say it just makes sense. But these are things that I think can get us through a lot of tough times. Um, I also would say don't be afraid of labor. Don't be afraid of, if you need or if you want to plant a garden for yourself, don't be afraid to get out and get, a little dirty. And of course, I'm saying all these things, but I want, it to be known that I'm saying do whatever is healthy for you, do whatever is safe for you, of course. But don't be afraid of, a little labor. If you need to use a manual can opener instead of an electric can opener, say for instance, to open cans, but be careful, that you're safe and not cutting your hands on anything. I would say hand in glove with that. Um, Working out, getting in shape, even if it's walking for a few minutes, I would say I would do that. That would be good. Also, eating healthier, and of course, you can consult a dietitian, nutritionist, a naturopathic physician would be the first one that I would talk with about something like that. But eating healthier, eating stuff that your body might be calling for, fresh, you know, living foods as much as possible, freshly, if you're eating cooked, freshly cooked as much as possible, but just doing some things to help your body to get better, to heal. These are things that I would say, and these are just general things because, again, I don't want, I want to put the disclaimer out there that the things that I'm talking about are spiritual, and there were so many benefits and have been so many benefits to me eating healthier and cleaner. So I would say that would be something I would do. Um, but definitely exercising, keeping my mind clear. So meditation is something um, that's good. Being mindful, understanding if things are happening, if you're feeling aches or pains or something, that there's some reason why. And I think it's good to pay attention to that and really understand what's going on. Um, Also, looking into alternative energy sources is something else that I think is really good to do. So I don't want this video to be too long, but I would say these are some things that we can do to turn this car around and get to the destination that we're trying to get to. And I know, again, like I said, a lot of things are going on. Gas prices are coming down, thankfully, but I'm seeing, food prices inching up, and I want that to turn around. I want the interest rates to come back down. I want there to be not, so much pressure. I want there to be ease when it comes to us being able to spend. But also, I would say looking into eating less fast food, looking at the way that you're budgeting and spending your money and spending more if you're gonna spend on the stuff that is a necessity, is what I would do, and not so much on just you know, throwing money away on things that I know I'm not gonna use, or, as we're talking about assets, investing in something that can be an asset. Um, and so, of course, that's not any investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but I think it's important to put our money in places that would make more sense. Um, so I hope that this information was interesting for you. I hope that the recession turns around and we can get the results that we want from the spiritual work that we're going to be doing. Um, I hope to hear, some of your stories about experiences that you've had, or ideas that you have about ways to turn this thing around so that we can actually end up okay and on top in a very short period of time, if not yesterday. So thank you again for joining me. Hopefully this information is interesting for you, and hope to hear some of your ideas about great things that we could do to make a difference. But I would say, you know, we need to live our lives in a certain way, in line with our beliefs, so we can really create heaven on earth, and get what we want out of this life, and definitely what we need. All right, thank you. Hope to bring you some more interesting and helpful videos again soon. See you next time. Love y'all. Happy lightning fast manifesting as always, and bye for now.